Anthony, I'm drinking. I have my cup here in front of me, as you can see. Someone keeps messaging saying, "What's in the cup, Jeremy? I'm dying to know." But what do you think? Like, there's a 50-50 chance of getting it right of what's in the cup. What could possibly be in this mug, Adrian?
Tea or coffee, maybe?
It's either tea or coffee. I know I'm not a coffee drinker. It's a cup of tea, Avril. But thanks very much for taking the time out of your day to wonder what I'm drinking. It's a cup of tea. But now that I mentioned tea, actually, I just want to share a little story with you, Adrian, with you, the listeners as well. Did you know, speaking of tea, because tea is the national drink of Ireland, yes, Sláinte?
Yeah.
Did you know that there are certain people who leave a tea bag in their cup of tea when they're having it?
I know.
Oh, no. Let me tell you, a friend of ours was over there the day before yesterday, hasn't been in the house in ages, and came over. And normally this person will be a coffee drinker, but we'd no coffee in the house, and asked, could they have a cup of tea? So I said to him, no problem, we'll make you a cup of tea, and went out to the kitchen to make him a cup of tea. And as I was in the kitchen, he shouts out to me, "No, don't take the bag out of the cup of tea. Leave the bag in the cup of tea." Well, I nearly dropped dead. I nearly kicked him out of the house. I couldn't believe it. And I said to him, What's your issue? What's your malfunction there? Leave the tea bag in the cup of tea. And he says, "Oh, that's how I drink my tea. Loads of people like it that way." Bullshit. Absolute bullshit.
That is there any one person watching us right now who loves leaving the tea bag in the tea?
But I don't see
is that it kind of gradually gets a bit stronger. The tea does, I think.
No, that's not. No, that wouldn't be it. Well, then let's find out. A very quick poll, because this is something everybody can relate to. You all drink tea. Well, most of you drink tea. Bag in or out? Okay, that's a simple question. So send us a WhatsApp to 085 825 2626. 085 825 2626. And just with the word either in or out. In or out. So when you have a cup of tea, do you keep the bag in or out? I would imagine nobody keeps the bag in, bar my mate. I couldn't believe it.
I just got a message on Facebook there a second ago. My mum does that, but 2 tea bags in the cup. I mean, that's just vile. 085 825 2626. We want to find out whether or not you leave your tea bag in your tea. So 085 825 2626.
And if you do, can you please explain there is no logic, by the way. There's no logic to this. It makes absolutely no sense. But what is your reason? What?
085 825 2626 is our WhatsApp number. Do you leave the tea bag in or out? Let's have a listen to this from Lauren.
I can't stand tea. I hate tea. I've never drank it.
Oh.
I probably tasted it once, but no, I would drink about 6 or 7 cups of coffee a day, but I would never drink a cup of tea. It makes me sick looking at it even. I can't stand tea.
Now, I'm more of a coffee man myself. I do have the odd cup of tea with a biscuit or whatever, but I wouldn't drink much tea. I'm much more of a coffee person. 085 825 2626. Do you have
in or out?
In or out? In or out? We just want to find out, because I find it hard to believe that anybody would have a cup of tea with the tea bag still in the cup. It's disgusting. It's 085 825 2626. And of course, no matter where you're watching in the world, that's a free message, because WhatsApp is brilliant. It's free.
Now, our friend Dave.
Oh, sorry, go on.
Our friend Dave has been back on to us about the important issue of tea bags. He's an outie man.
Okay.
Hey lads, Dave here. Tea bag out of the cup every time. After 60 seconds of stirring and mashing the tea bag around before you make the cup, it's not going to make any difference if you leave it in any longer than that. And there's nothing worse than when someone makes you a cup of tea and they don't tell you they're leaving the tea bag in, and you're drinking away happily, and the tea bag touches your lip and you think there's something floating in it, and you're like, like that. And
why would someone do that?
There's no logic as to why somebody would do that. Try and trap you.
Yeah, why would someone, you go to someone's house under false pretenses, they offer you a cup of tea and they assume that you would want anybody, to be honest, anybody that leaves a tea bag in the cup is a freak of nature. Would you agree? A mutant.
Yeah.
An absolute mutant. because there's no reason for it whatsoever. In or out? Keep the text coming in. Are you a teabag in or a teabag out?
Ryan sent us a message. I don't really understand what this message means, actually. Lads, I know you talk about random stuff here, but I didn't think you guys were into teabagging. Love the show, from Ryan. What's he on about?
Ryan, we'll discuss anything on the show. And to be honest with you, Ryan, teabagging goes on in households all over. I don't know any house in Dublin or in Ireland where teabagging isn't happening on a daily. On a daily.
Everybody does. Teabagging is widespread, isn't it?
My wife and myself were doing teabagging last night, sure.
Sorry, Ryan, I don't really understand what your message is all about. You make it sound like it's a weird thing. Everybody has tea. Everybody's into teabagging.
Even Jane's into teabagging.
Okay, here's Jane.
So I nearly got sick when I even heard you describing what your friend asked you to do. Leave the tea bag in. I won't say what I said to my husband, but it was a long curse word. Yeah, disgusting. Okay, bye.
Thank you, Jane. 085-825-2626 is our WhatsApp number. Do you like your tea bag in or out? That's all we want you to do. Answer that. In or out. Sorry, go on.
Sorry, Jacinta's been onto us on Facebook and she says, I'm a mutant, so. Yes, Jacinta, you are a mutant. Anybody that keeps a tea bag in. Louise says, lads, you need to Google tea bagging. No, we don't. Sure, I know how to put a tea bag in a cup of tea. Why would I need to Google the bloody thing? Jeez, I'm not that stupid. We're not talking about, tea bagging as such. We're talking about whether or not you leave the tea bag in or you leave the tea bag out. So
yeah, absolutely, yeah. 085-825-2626 is our WhatsApp number. Put that in your phone, by the way, and save it as Adrian and Jeremy, because what you're seeing today here on Facebook is just the start of what we're going to be doing over the next couple of weeks. He and I have spent the whole week painting. Now I did a lot of painting yesterday. Jeremy did it the day before, and we're painting our brand new studios, which we're really, really excited about. And over the next week or two, we will start doing this from there rather than from home. We will, as soon as our studio is kitted out, we'll be broadcasting from our new studio, and we've lots of other exciting plans in the pipeline as well. But if you're watching this right now on Facebook, share it to all of your friends. And just literally press the share button and share it onto your own Facebook page. Now, Dave.
According to Claire, teabagging, I can't believe you never heard of it. It's where you dip the tea bag in and out of the cup of tea. Yeah, my mother is mad into teabagging. It must be an old woman thing, because when my mother has a cup of tea, she'll be teabagging for about 5 minutes. So she's literally going in and out, and I'm like, why? No. Either leave it in or out.
You squeeze the tea bag with a spoon.
So you're right. My mother is
no need for tea bagging, to be quite honest with you. It's not necessary.
Yeah, my mother is a tea bagger, definitely.
Okay, one final message. This is from Dave.
Are you serious? You don't know what tea bag it is? I nearly choked my coffee. Countries all around Ireland do tea bagging. You're quite fond of tea bagging yourself, are you, Jeremy? Would you do yourself a favour and just Google it? Go over the Urban Dictionary.
I'm not going to just explain, Dave. I mean, seriously, he just explained that his mother is big into tea bagging, and she'll spend ages with the tea bag, just dipping it in and out of her cup of tea.
No, you know what she has? She has a special. My mother has a special implement that she uses for tea bagging. That you can buy in Home Store and more. Have you ever seen those little? It's like a tongs, and it squeezes the tea bag.
Squeezes it.
Yeah, and it's perfect for tea bagging.
It gets it, and it literally squeezes it.
It squeezes every bit of juice you can get out of it, and you squeeze it out. So you get the tongs, because you need tongs for tea bagging. You get the tongs and you squeeze it, and then you go dip, 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 dip. I can't believe we're actually explaining to people how to make a cup of tea. And how to make a couple of tea. It's absolutely bizarre.
No, a lot of people, like Angela on Facebook, stop saying your mother is into tea bagging. Oh my God. My mother loves tea bagging, says Sandra. So tea bagging is Brendan Kiley Brendan, what the hell are you on about? He's on
I don't even know what those words mean.
No,
I have
he's
no
on a
idea what
different planet altogether. Anyway, now.
Sorry, how did we even end up
speaking?
Hey, how did we even end up speaking about that? Anyway, that's what it is. It's a cup of tea, and I'm a bag out man, and so is Adrian a bag out man. And if you were a bag, if you were a bag in person, you need to reevaluate your life and sort yourself out.
All right, how do we get onto that? Most random conversations, 085 825 2626 is our WhatsApp number. And coming up in a couple of minutes, we have Good News Friday. And this is where we ask you to share with us a little bit of good news from your world. All you have to do is send us a WhatsApp voice note to 085 825 2626. If you've got a little bit of good news that you'd like to share with us, this is something we do every single Friday, and we would love to hear from you. 085 825 2626. We have Good News Friday in a couple of minutes. Now,
our friend Dave has been back on, and I think he's about to go into cardiac arrest here because, well, let's just have a listen to what Dave has to say.
Okay, this is Dave. Here we go.
That's your killing me here. Your mother's into teabagging and she squeezed herself out of the tube. Oh, let's sakes, I haven't had a laugh like this on a Friday in ages.
Well, right, Dave. I don't really get it. I don't get the issue here.
What is there? Is there something funny about my mother squeezing a tea bag?
I don't get it. I just don't. Anyway.